Yeah, it is.
And welcome back to Cancel This, everyone, for our second hour. We're a 3-hour daily news show that's bringing you news headlines, news commentary, politics, society, and culture, all wrapped in the midst of a backdrop of cancel culture education. Your 101 right here. We are your cancel culture home in regards to people being canceled. But at the same point in time, we're also your news headlines because that's what we do. We do all things news. If something's going on, let us know. If there's a topic that we need to get into, let us know. If there's an interview, let us know. We appreciate it. That's what we do. I'm Vic Faust, alongside my co-host, Tabitha Hassel and Eric Johnson, alongside our producer, Mike Wilkerson.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Glad that you're in for hour number 2. What'd you think about hour number 1? Let us know. Tabitha, let everybody know how they can interact with us. And we got it's a little bit different as we, I guess, re-educate people when it comes to listening to podcasting, what we're doing and taking some breaks.
Absolutely. And I know we have a lot of folks out there on Facebook Live, and I just want to remind everybody, I know that we took that break and it ended the live stream. It won't be like that in the future. It'll be a continuous show. So hold on tight if you're on Facebook. Today it will be 3 separate hours on the Facebook live stream. Go to canceltheshow.com. From there, you can find all of our different platforms. YouTube, Twitch, we're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Rumble. You know, we're not broadcasting live on Rumble today, but we will be soon.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, you can go and at least watch the show on Rumble. Any potential social media platform you can think of, we are on. So there's no excuse not to watch the show. And not only that, but if you go to cancelthisshow.com, you can watch us live right there from the website. We have an app coming up soon. And when we have the app, what you need to do, you go to the website, canceltheshow.com, sign up. And if you sign up on our website, you will be one of the first people to receive the link to the app. Isn't that going to be amazing when the app's up? I'm so excited.
There's so much going on. I feel like I'm taking a final every day, Tabitha. Like a
I know.
and a trig.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Final.
It's a learning curve for all of us.
Well,
a learning curve for all of us.
It's like being a pilot. Here comes my first analogy of being a pilot. It's like you train and train to fly the plane, but when you're doing a podcast, you have to learn how to fly the plane and build it.
You're on camera, Eric. I would like this. Okay, Tabitha has a sign behind her. Mm-hmm. I have a monitor behind me.
Yes. I got nothing.
Do our listeners... What do we need anything behind
No.
Eric?
Raise your hand if Eric needs something.
Absolutely
You
not.
look
I don't
very
feel like
stoic.
I do.
You've got this blue look behind you. You're glowing with your black jacket. And
I'm
your-
okay with that.
And your
Yeah.
You do look good like
body.
that, I do say.
Yeah. I told Vic I need a fogger and I need a laser show over here.
Pyrotechnics?
Midget bowling.
Oh my God.
It's on the shopping list, Eric.
So this is just the beginning for me right here.
Well, and you should let everybody know as we get in because we're based out of St. Louis, but we're a nationally geared show, and that's where we're looking for people all over the country that want to jump in and join what we're doing because the cancel culture basis is pretty and it's everywhere, and people are affected in all parts of the country, not only the United States but internationally as well. And Eric, you've got to let people know about your background. As we do, we introduce Tabitha, we introduce ourselves. You have such an interesting background because you were the bassist for Shooting Star.
Yes.
A freaking legit band. And now, I mean, and then you've traveled the world. You even did your own centerfold, so to speak.
Come on.
And
He was married to a porn star at one point.
Oh my
Jesus.
God. He
It's
was?
a true story.
Yes, you remember that?
I didn't know she did that.
She was
Not her.
She was
from his Shooting Star days.
She was Miss Penthouse 1997. You can look her up right now.
Well, okay, time out.
You,
no,
did you think
I was just
clarifying what she
I
said.
didn't know
Did you think I used to tease him on our old show? I used to talk about that all the time.
She wasn't
Okay.
a porn star. That's why I.
See,
I
that's
look,
what I'm saying. Is there a difference between taking pictures and the
right,
actions
you know what?
or not?
Aren't they all kind of the same thing?
Okay,
Maybe not.
I don't know.
Ridiculous.
Everybody's opinions are
You
welcome.
tell us, Eric.
You know what?
The bottom line is you dated her or you were married to her.
Right. But that doesn't
centerfold.
define me. That's not who I am, Vic. Mike.
I'm going to cancel you.
And I'm going to post some photos of Eric later on today on our show page, Facebook page, or
have it?
somewhere of Eric when he's playing shirtless with that long hair when he was back with Shooting Star.
You know what? That's not who I am anymore. That was
were
a
great
lifetime. See, I'm
photos.
Gen X. by
now
the
you
way.
wear a wig.
Yeah, I'm Gen X.
We're all
And play
we're all
Backstreet Boys.
changing.
Maybe the greatest generation ever is Gen X, okay? We were the greatest generation. Give me some.
Oh dear God!
Okay.
Mike Wilkerson gives him a
Yeah,
fist bump.
exactly.
I think I'm in that group.
Eric, don't diminish yourself because I'll tell you what, Platinum Rock Legends,
Your current
the
band.
band you're
Yeah.
in, Metal Studs, you guys are phenomenal. It is
okay.
the best show I have ever seen. Best show. You'll pack, 20,000 people or more in a stadium.
That's right. We will
Yes,
every now
you
and then,
guys are
but we'll also do
phenomenal.
20 people at Brewski's every now and then. So you never know what you're going to get with that. But, thank you, Vic, for that. I mean, I've loved radio my whole life when radio was a thing. I loved it because you know why? Back in the day, in the early 2000s, late 90s, you would get in your car. You would be in your car for 12 minutes. And if you listened to sports talk radio in Seattle, Washington, we were the place to go. For 12 minutes, we had your attention and we could talk about sports.
What
And
station were you on? In
KJR AM.
Is it still around?
It absolutely is. It's a flamethrower. I think it's 50,000
Shout
clear
out to you,
channel watts.
Seattle, right
That's
there,
right.
Eric Johnson.
Softy Softerson, tell everybody I said hello. But it was so much fun talking to 300,000 people a day. It's what you did. Those days are over.
They really are.
It's over. I talked to my son. He's a millennial. And his girlfriend, Gen Z, they're listening to podcasts. That's it. Period. Discussion
world has
over.
changed.
I go, did you ever listen to the radio? He goes, I did because you were on it, but I would listen to podcasts way over anything else. That's how the generations are listening now.
That's so interesting.
It is.
Because those conversations were going on when I was in local news. We lost everybody. Nobody's after
No.
COVID and after the election. Nobody's watching.
No.
I shouldn't say nobody, but the numbers have dropped. It's been a steep decline.
Correct.
And I know this because I was there. You look at all local news. I'm not picking out stations. All across the country, the viewership has plummeted.
Yes.
People aren't watching local news
Yeah.
anymore.
And it's just a medium. This is just
I
a medium.
can't speak for radio because I didn't look at those numbers.
Radio is
Radio's
dead. I'm
dying.
sorry. It's not that it's dying because when you do still get in your car, you will listen to your favorite station for that 12 minutes. But people here will listen for 3 hours. They will interact with us. This is a new. I'm sorry.
I do listen to sports radio.
So do I. I love
like
radio.
our St. Louis options.
I'm the exception now. I'm not the norm. The thing about it is there are 14-year-old influencer chicks and guys all over the country who don't even know what radio is, but have millions of people interacting with them a day. And we're now in that space. And I know it makes me sound old to say something like that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Is now we are in a medium that the cancelers use to cancel people, and now we're in their backyard.
We're going to be canceling them.
I don't know about that. I don't want to do that.
Think about that, Eric.
No. Well, who do we want to cancel?
Cancel this one, suckers.
Who do we want to cancel? I hope you got that on tape.
Oh my God. That's the feisty tab of the hassle. Intelligent, but feisty.
Yeah.
No, Eric, everything you guys are saying.
I don't want to cancel anybody.
Well, I
hold
do.
on.
I might cancel you first.
That's fine.
The clock, that's only a matter of time.
Todd on the comment line, Eric, he said you look great for 57.
Exactly. Well, I'm not 57, but I wouldn't be embarrassed to be 57. That's for sure. But who would you want to cancel? Have you thought
Oh my
about that?
gosh. Pedo Peter, did you see that photo of him, by the way?
What the heck is a
looking
Pedo
in a
Peter?
window
No.
of these two little girls. I sent it to you guys early this
You're
morning.
talking about Joe Biden.
Joe
Checking.
Biden was out Christmas shopping, and he walked up to this window where these two little girls were sitting inside, and you see him peering in through the window behind these little girls.
I saw it.
Like a peeper.
Yeah.
Pedo Peter, Eric, if you don't already know this, whenever Hunter Biden's cell phone was confiscated and looked at, whenever somebody broke into his cell phone, hacked into it, the name for his father, Joe Biden, it was Pedo Peter.
Oh, dear God.
That was the name in
Oh,
his
my
phone
God.
for Joe Biden.
Yeah. I saw
His
it.
own father.
I saw it.
And
But
then we have this photo. If you don't have the photo, guys, I'm sure there are ways to post it. We're getting used to things. I don't know how to post it right now. Look at it. Because he is peering into these windows behind these two little girls. It is the creepiest thing I've ever seen.
I'm going to be fair on this show. All right. I know
that's
from
not
the
okay.
old the show, I wasn't very fair. I was very opinionated. That picture.
What?
That picture. Hold on. I'm gonna stick up for Biden right now.
Oh my God.
Are you ready?
Cancel him.
Mike Wilkerson, our awesome producer. Get ready to record this.
Because when we
that's
go
We're already
off,
his camera
recording.
off.
hold on. When we go off on Biden, I want it to be legitimate. He was kind of he didn't have his walker at the time, but he was walking down the street with his little shopping bags in Nantucket, I think.
With his pudding?
Right. And then some kids started screaming because they were in a shop, and Biden heard the kids. I saw the whole video, and he comes meandering over to the picture window and looks in, and he was like looking through the glass like at monkeys in a cage or something like that. And they were screaming, and then they all turned around to take a selfie. And boom, that's how we got that picture. It
I watched
wasn't
the
as
video
creepy
too.
as what you're thinking.
They call him Pedo Peter for a reason.
What does that mean?
He
What-
took showers with his daughter. She claims
Here we go.
that she was.
It is on now, ladies and gentlemen. Tabitha Hassel.
She wrote a book. His daughter, Joe Biden's daughter, wrote a book.
Yes.
And in that book, she said she was over sexualized at a young age, that she feared coming home because she didn't want to take a shower with her father, Joe Biden. I mean, why don't
that
people?
true?
Yes,
I didn't know
You can
that.
read her book.
Okay.
Out of the words of his own daughter.
You learn something new
She
every day.
feared
I
coming
guess you do.
home because as a teen, he forced her to take showers with him.
Yeah.
Eric, where's your tagline? Now back to what?
Now back to COVID. Yes.
Please, God help us.
I would. Well, we need to read the book for sure because I didn't know that. But this goes kind of, I guess.
That's why I'm here to tell you things you don't know.
I guess this goes to the whole laptop kind of thing. It was suppressed. Is
And
lying?
oh my gosh.
And
there's
Musk
so
is
much
getting ready to
talk
tell
about
us.
in
I
this
know there
show.
is. I know there is. But here's one
We
question
still
that
need to get back to you.
is
Yes, we do.
suppressing stories on Fox 2 News considered lying.
In my humble opinion, 100%.
There you
Yes.
go.
But let's not just say Fox 2. You shouldn't just, I mean, I'm in news in general.
But you can't speak
I
for
work-
Channel 5 and you can't speak for Channel
all
4.
the TV stations I've worked at.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. And if I'm a broadcaster and I'm not telling the full story, both sides of the story or
Yeah.
all sides, then you're suppressing. And if
Yeah.
you're suppressing, you're lying because you're giving a false statement.
Yeah.
If that is indeed happening, the thing is you have to prove it. And guess what? In that medium, if you don't think that you're getting what you want, then you don't watch anymore.
Yeah, but don't we have an amazing...
But there's a lot of it's so difficult for local news. That's why I think people are starting to maybe turn away because it's
Yes.
so difficult to cover all sides of a story because everything in life is so complicated. It's so gray. It's not black or white, at least because so many issues in life have become that they've merged. So you're trying to find the truth or what's right, what's
Local
wrong.
news, in my opinion, shouldn't have to tell you the truth. What they should tell you is the
Report
facts.
facts.
They should report the facts, and they shouldn't give opinion at all on local news.
Well, that's it.
It
ruined
should be completely factual. Old
Well,
Walter
CNN
Cronkite
and
days.
Fox News ruined it when it came
They
to
did.
commentary because then people would associate the two, and then that's what would happen. But yeah, Eric, once again, here's the other issue that you have. Whether it's a national producer for Fox, CNN, Newsmax, whatever it may be, and then you get into the local news, you have people who are picking the topics.
Yeah.
And I never witnessed, maybe one time, but people aren't necessarily trying to, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. It's how you were raised. It's your own thought process, your own moral beliefs, maybe what you think is right, because there were several times where people, how could you even think of not wearing a mask? How could you even think of not getting vaccinated?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? How could you even question Dr. Fauci? How could you question St. Louis? And then it's like, there's no other side. So you see that it's just how people are raised, their belief systems. I never really witnessed something nefarious where it's intentional. It's just how the belief systems. That's why I feel if you want to have the best networks, if you're going to produce news anywhere, try to get a balanced newsroom. Try to get balanced people working with each other. It's not easy
It shouldn't matter.
because
They're-
you can't ask people's opinions and beliefs. You're right. It shouldn't.
It shouldn't matter because
Welcome
their personal
to 2023.
Yeah, their
in another
personal
month.
beliefs shouldn't matter.
Welcome.
It shouldn't
I
even
mean,
interfere.
that's
Just like
life.
teachers' personal beliefs.
Well, it's another reason why
Shouldn't
podcasting
matter.
has become so popular and why we're doing this. And that's why we have advertisers now jumping on, and you'll be seeing those advertisers, and we appreciate them in the next coming days to jump in. And we do have spots, and there's a plethora of things that people can get involved with in this show. It's been fun coming up with all of the advertising opportunities and what you're going to see. We're going to have Eric with playing with monkeys and T-shirts
Yes.
and ever jumping through hoops and trapeze artists.
Sounded good.
Eric doesn't even know.
Beyond the juggled monkeys, there's all kinds of great, really innovative opportunities that are taking advantage of podcasting. That landscape is unlike anything else that exists inside of advertising.
It is so cool. You've done it for at least 15 years, right?
Yeah.
When I first met you and we were meeting, I was like, what? Podcasting's been around that long? What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And again, that's the availability of the popularity of podcasting now happening, is that people are now finally jumping on board a platform that I've been pushing for over 15 years, 18 total.
And it's evolving. I mean, look at what we're doing now.
Really,
How
really
much?
quickly.
And you don't mean
how
to,
much
but
it's
you look at
evolved.
us like we're dumb a lot. Not that you're, because you're seriously.
It's only because I'm so infinitely more intelligent than you,
You're like,
because of my disembodied voice.
Vic, I mean, this is how you do it. And this is how it happens.
He's like, you guys want to do what?
I'm like taking notes.
No.
Like, huh? What is it? But it's so cool because of where we are and those opportunities. And you're going to see what we can do. And just reminding everybody, if you were involved in the first hour and you were wondering where your comments went or the comment lines, as Tabitha had talked about, we did 3 separate hours. So those comments and that chat went away and we started a new one just in case. So we appreciate all of the support. I mean, I don't know, over 350 comments in just over an hour or something.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that's what we thought and we'd expect.
And again, we're into hour 2, and we've already got another 100 people that have jumped in to watch. So that's outstanding. And again, it's there is a need and want here, Vic. It's awesome.
And
It's
it
really
is.
great.
And Mike jumped on this when we talk about the cancel culture idea. And we know we have people coming in at different times in the show and leaving. Let us know. Jump on the website, canceltheshow.com, and let us know about the stories, the cancel culture stories. 3 or 4 of them have been sent to me just in the last 2 days. It blew my mind. It's like, okay, people get it. And it goes above and beyond. I mean, we have fun talking politics, Republicans, Democrats, independents, whatever you are. But cancel culture extends all of that. It doesn't matter who you are at some point in time. I mean, we have seen in recent times actors in Hollywood in recent times getting canceled because they're like, well, wait a second. Why can't I have an opinion? Why can't I have a voice? You know what? Free speech is a real important thing.
Yeah.
People should be able to talk. Why are people going to get canceled?
Eric might have said it best in our 101, which you can listen to right now, by the way, by going over to cancelthisshow.com. He said it best when he said that today's generation thinks of having a political opinion like we thought about a new album coming out back then.
True.
And
You
Eric,
said that, Eric?
Yeah.
That was profound, man.
Incredibly profound.
It's. I wish it wasn't profound because I think that it's
apt. Maybe apt is the better word.
but
And it fits.
I think it stresses this generation out. I can't imagine a world where I'm so worried about someone else that I feel like I need to cancel them, where I'm not going out looking for good music or good bars or good friends
it's a
or
weapon.
what we did.
It is a weapon as surely
Yeah.
as anybody is concealed carrying.
Yeah, it's-
the
But
cancel
it's
culture in
one-sided.
general is, and it is, yeah.
Is
It's
it one-sided?
one-sided.
You're
of
right,
course
it
it's
is.
one-sided. It's liberal progressives who can't
You're
deal
right. That
with
is-
any opinion
that's
other
profound.
than their own.
I never thought about
and
that.
so they
I
cannot.
love
They
you,
have
Tabitha.
zero tolerance.
Here we go.
Zero tolerance for anything other than their own opinion. It is a liberal progressive
It is.
policy.
Have you? Wait, hold on. Stop.
I don't
Wait,
agree
wait.
with you, so therefore you can't speak.
Hold on. Let's go.
Yeah, baby.
Let's go through the exercise right now.
This is good. I like when
Has
Eric talks. When Eric talks
Sultry.
softer,
Yeah.
he gets more serious.
Let's go through the exercise now. Has there ever been a conservative group canceling liberals? Has there?
Well, how can we?
You
we
need
can't-
a media
How
group.
can we?
I'm wondering.
How can we
if I'm
cancel
sure there
anyone?
is.
As soon as we try,
Alex from
they
Raising
shut us
Sales,
up.
our web team in studio today. Give you a
We're-
shout out, Alex.
give me
he
one.
was nodding.
Good to see you, Alex.
So cancel culture
Yes.
actually kind of started a little bit on the conservative side when 9/11, if you didn't support the war,
Yeah.
you weren't patriotic.
Okay.
We should-
Repeat
He's
that
right.
for our listeners.
Do you want to
He's
come over
right.
here and use my
Actually,
microphone?
Yes, he's right. I'm going to give you the example. Go ahead.
How's it going, everyone? So yeah, in all fairness, and this is someone who self-identifies as a conservative, but in all reality, when this really became, I guess, a weapon was post 9/11 when a group or organization or company didn't support the war efforts. They were branded as unpatriotic, and we shouldn't support them. You guys might remember Dixie Chicks came out
Oh,
and
he
said,
beat me to it.
Yep, and
Damn it.
said we don't support the war, and then you had people, lighting their CDs and
Well, there
their
you go.
albums on
Yep.
fire.
Conservatives started it.
Good job, conservatives.
No.
Yeah.
And we didn't even take them out.
Damn you, conservatives.
It's
They're
just
still back.
the left was able to perfect it and
Mm-hmm.
applied it to basically every single issue instead of just kind of those
Yes.
pillar or milestone issues.
Thanks for the input,
So, yeah.
Alex.
That's
Thank you.
exactly
Alex
right.
from Raising
Alex,
Sales Marketing.
Alex rocked. He knocked that thing so far out of the park. It's in the parking lot.
We
right now.
wouldn't be here
It's
if it
the
weren't
truth.
for Alex and Raising Sales.
And the liberals wouldn't be canceling people if it wasn't for the Dixie Chicks. Good
The
job.
chicks, Eric, the chicks.
What are they? They're the
chicks.
Dixie Chicks to me.
They are now the chicks.
Okay, whatever.
Just
Chick-
the chicks. Because the
whatever.
word Dixie is racist. You can't say that anymore.
Oh, is that right?
You'll get
Yes.
canceled.
The Dixie Chicks would get canceled because
Dixie.
oh my god.
Because the word
Anyway,
Dixie is racist.
The word Dixie.
All right. So the cancels, the cancel.
I can see your brain working.
Well, no,
through
no,
your
no, no, no.
eyes.
This has been fascinating. Every time that I'm driving down the road now, I think of this dynamic of where we are right now. You got to be so careful if you're a conservative or if you're a soccer mom saying, please don't bring the pornography into my kid's classroom. You're canceled. Boom. And it's like the cancelers have this little stick.
You're talking about books that are
Anything,
allowed
right.
and not allowed in
Yes.
certain
Yeah,
public school districts.
Parents are domestic terrorists now.
Yeah.
Literally. I mean, they are. That's how the FBI describes them now, as
Yes.
domestic terrorists,
Yeah.
because they are worried and concerned that their children are reading porn in their school library.
I
One
love
of-
this show.
One of our
I
smartest.
love you guys.
I love you.
I mean, I do. This is so good. I mean, I'm not this. What we're doing is so good.
I know we were trying to throttle back on the first show. I get it, but it's
so
so
hard.
How do we
It's
throttle
so
back?
hard.
I know it's so hard.
We've always been
It
hard
is.
charging.
But do you ever feel like you're just this guy up in the stands with some popcorn and a beer, just watching this whole world go by you and going, what in the hell is going on here?
As I get older, yes.
Do you?
A
I
little
do.
bit. I know you're there.
I don't feel like I'm from this planet anymore. I really don't. I don't have any clue what's going on with this planet anymore because I cannot figure out. Well, look, I put a lot of blame on our parents for the millennials
100%.
that you threw a
Parents,
iPad at
we have
your
become,
kid.
We've become lazy.
Yeah.
Over the past 25, 30 years. And then all it takes is, well, you know what? I'm worried about my little bubble and
Yeah.
I got to get to, the country club or, I've got this
Yes.
stuff going this weekend. And you
Yes.
just, but it's the word, it's called busy.
dude.
But not to,
And that
go way
something
off.
is freaking me out that I just kind of sort of, and I know that our fantastic listeners on Facebook and everyone else know, but I just found out because I'm always late to the game, is our parents, if you're a millennial, and I'll use that word a lot because we didn't get that. We got VHS tapes. But if you're a millennial, there's a good chance that your parents threw an iPad at you. Watch this as I'm doing the dishes. Or watch this as you're being babysat by whoever. And now the Gen Zs have that same iPad. And they don't listen to the medium. And they have had their face stuck to Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, blah, 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 blah. That's how they communicate. China has said, you will not do this. You will learn about, you will become a patriotic Chinese person. You will watch TikTok only for 45 minutes a day. That's it. And then your app gets shut down. Did you know that?
Well,
not our society. Our
did you know-
society is literally going brain dead off of social media.
It's insane. And it's so wild that you just said that, because did you know just today, or technically yesterday, Apple in China, because there's all those uprisings in China, Apple is not allowing Chinese folks now to airdrop. That's so everything
It's right.
you're saying right
And
now,
guess
Eric,
what?
is
You know what?
absolutely right.
You know what? Because they're smarter than us. I'm sorry.
They are.
I'm sorry.
Well said.
Look, guys,
And-
cancel me. But the Chinese and these countries that are trying to get their kids, their 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 11-year-olds, not to be brainwashed and not to be brain dead by social media, get a good education, Tabitha Hassel, not go to school learning about this garbage that our teachers are teaching our kids. These societies are the ones to watch out for in the coming years. It is. It's the truth. They are worried about mathematics. They're worried about teaching their kids patriotism, about being part of their society. It's going to be very interesting to see how America responds to all of this stuff. We got to get our kids off of iPads. We have to.
It's not happening. It's not
we
gonna
have
happen,
to,
Eric.
Vic.
I know, but it's not.
I know,
happening.
but if
Our
we
whole
want to
world
save
is
this
there.
planet,
Everything's electronic now. I mean, you know what? I understand. I spend probably 23 hours of my day literally glued to my cell phone. I can't even see straight half the time because everything
Is that
we
why
do,
you look at me kind of cockeyed?
It
when you
is.
want-
That's exactly what it is.
I gotta give. I know I do have to give. Now we were talking about Eric. Eric also has a successful media company as well, and that's why he's one of the most creative men I've ever been around. We sit down with Eric, and before you'll leave in 10 minutes, you think you're going to conquer the world. You're going to take care of everything. You're going to solve.
it's easy. Conquering the world is simple, guys. It is.
It should be,
You just got to unplug yourself from all the bull crap that's around you.
and it's impossible.
Yeah, I know it's impossible, but you
I'm
got
trying
to
to
do
be,
it.
as I have become a different person. I'm trying to be more positive, Eric. I really am, because I always used to like poo-poo
Yeah.
on all of your grand ideas, and you know what?
Yeah.
Because I would always give you the dose of reality.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right. Maybe there's possibility.
I
Maybe I need
There's
to
hope
have
for you after all.
But I look at it now that you've said that, I look at it a different way. There is no possibility.
Oh God, we've transformed.
There's no possibility. There's none.
There's
because-
zero hope for the future.
No,
I'm
there's
sorry
none.
to say.
No.
I don't want to crush everybody's dreams. There's no hope for the future.
I was looking at
Give up now.
I was looking at
Did you
reels.
say give up now? Just watch us.
I was
just stay
looking-
with us till time ends.
I don't know what it was. Oh, I remember what it was. Have you guys ever watched the reels that where it's like they go back into the 40s, the video, the black and whites, and they make it colorized, and you can
I've
see
seen a few.
You can see what World War
Yeah.
II looked like
I
in
love those
color
videos.
and whatnot. And I was watching the video, and I was looking at all these people walking around New York City back in 1940, whatever. No one was fat. No one was fat because that was before the era of McDonald's and trans fats and carbohydrates and sugar this and sugar that. This society became addicted to really bad food, which is killing our society also. So between really bad food over the last 50, 60 years, iPads, multimedia, I mean, there is, and bad schooling, we are now the 30th?
I think it's in the 30s.
Yeah,
when
we're
you're talking
at
about
35 in the.
how we rank
Right.
with kids 18 and under when it comes to worldwide testing.
We invented
of our
public
education.
We're all a
schools.
bunch of idiots, I'm sorry to say, in this country for the most part. Eric, you're right.
And I was giving Tabitha, I was trying to give her a compliment too when I was talking about Eric. Here's the deal. Eric, this will make you feel better.
Okay.
When you're home, taking your nap, eating your pudding, sitting on the couch, you do spend some time over Delmar Gardens, right?
Only for fun. But go ahead.
Tabitha's studying. She literally is reading world news. She's got contacts
Yes.
embedded all over the world.
I know.
And she's bringing us that information, that up-to-date information on a daily basis. And you love this. You
It
pride
is my
yourself.
passion.
And it is her passion.
I want
And
to
that's
know.
half the battle.
And it's really just for me. I want to know personally what's going on in the world. I want to know. And I always think, well, because I want to know, maybe other people want to know too.
Mm-hmm.
And I have found that sometimes people do want to know. There are people who are blissfully unaware and they want to be that way. Those people are not going to be listening to this show because they don't want to know the truth. But if there's uprisings going on in Iran, who is 70 plus days into a history, I mean, it's making history. The world is changing in Iran. And that's because of these uprisings. China, uprisings. There are things going on all over the world. And if we don't pay attention to what's going on in other parts of the world, things are going to sneak up on us and we're not going to see them coming.
Yeah, we're trying to tell the full story here. It is Cancel This. You can catch us at cancelthisshow.com. Once again, cancelthisshow.com. And as we talked about earlier, you can pick your flavor of watching from that website. You can jump in. You can become interactive. We can actually take your call, see you on video, and you can interact with us. This whole show came about after I was fired from a TV job when I was recorded in an off-air incident, losing my mind for a little bit. We've addressed it earlier in regards to what led up to that, why I did it, why I continued to do it, why I apologized, and then tried to move on. Canceled from the TV, not the radio, and then here we are. This came out of that. So many incredible things are happening. You're going to be witnessing it here on Cancel This with our podcast. It also is a situation where just wait till you see about the partnerships that are coming up. So many people reaching out as we have marketed this show, and businesses jump. How can I get involved? How can I monetize my company? How can I get into that niche marketing? We're here. Cancel This, and just wait till you see some of the things that are coming down. Lots of people jumping in, joining us. A good friend of mine last night who is over 1 million followers on TikTok. Super excited about what we're doing here, even wanting to maybe jump in and use this studio. Can't wait. The future is bright. I know we're trying to live our best lives here. I am with Cancel This. Jump in if you see stories you want to listen to. If there's something that we're missing, if you want to put something behind Eric, let us know. If there's something, and by the way, we're evolving. The best thing about us is we're not trying to act like we've got it all perfect, buttoned up. We are who we are. We're real. We're raw. We're bringing it to you Monday through Friday, 7 to 10 every day, with an emphasis in cancel culture, brought to you with news headlines, daily news, politics, commentary, and society and culture.
I know you put together like a whole list of topics today. Remember you sent it out to the text line?
Yeah, sure.
I was like pumped.
I did.
I was like pumped.
I think that was Mike and Tabitha.
Oh, was it? Well, whoever it was. It was, I was like, this list is good.
The list is good. And
I'm
we'll be
like,
getting
this list
into
is
that.
good. And we can't even get to the damn list because you're right. We're kind of setting everything
I can't even
up
get
a
to all
little
the
bit.
comments. We're going to figure this out. We appreciate the immense support that we're getting right out of the gate. It is amazing what we have going on right now, and it wouldn't be possible without all of you. Lizzie Sparks, thank you for jumping in and trying to promote us and push the word out. Rick Pogue had us out for a get-together party at Johnny's Hideout and say, why are you laughing at Rick?
Because he knows how to party. He knows how to bring the high heat, man. I can't wait to get Rick
That
in
joint knows
there.
how to make burgers too. I got to
Oh,
tell you,
yes.
that super tasty food down at Johnny's Hideout.
We're
Good
going to be
stuff.
spending a lot of time at Johnny's Hideout and at Wenty's, our home bar.
We're a St. Louis-based show, but we're a nationally geared political show, cancel culture, and that's why we're starting to get information and stories from all around the country. All of us have spent time in different parts of the country. Eric has pretty much lived in all 50 states somehow, some way.
Not Sedona. I'd love to go to Sedona
I
sometime.
mean, Alaska, Seattle.
Yeah.
Like Eric went to like 10 different high schools somehow. He
Kansas City,
managed
go
that in 4
Chiefs.
years.
Sorry.
I had stints in television in a couple different Missouri markets. I spent 11 years in Detroit, and I am very fond of Michigan. I'm fond of the Detroit area. I know we have a big following coming out of the gate in Detroit. I say hello to Detroit. Thank you for all the support there after spending 11 years. That place, unless you visited, gets a bad rap. You'll hear me defending Detroit and my Detroit Lions. Better times are on the way. One of my children was born in Detroit, so he still follows it.
Yeah. Is Jared Goff going to be gone next? Never mind.
No, I hope not.
Never
Talking
mind.
about the quarterback for the Detroit Lions. But then again, at the heart of everything, we do politics, and that's what we do. We put a spin on everything. We try to have a different perspective, and that's why there's 3 of us, not 1, not 2. We have worked before. We've been together. We know what's going on, and we're just trying to push it out to you guys.
Yeah, I agree.
And we're all different. And I think that's what's so unique about us. Even though we're a lot the same, we're also very different in our opinions. Especially Eric, once in a while he's a libertarian. Sometimes
always
he's a
a
conservative.
Wow.
Sometimes he's a liberal.
I don't like the dumbass labels. I'll tell you that. I don't like to be
You know
labeled
what?
as
Is it a
anything.
time where labels are going kind of by the wayside,
They
though?
should go by the wayside. I call myself a middle of the roader.
Okay, stop.
A middle of the roader.
Would
We're
you
all
say
in a
you're-
different place.
Okay. Man, it seems like so much has happened since the last time I saw you guys.
I know. That's why we're trying to produce this content
It
because
seems
there's so
like
much that we can put in our library.
I got such a different feeling now. It's I just think that the labels have to be dead. You can't. I feel like if this country is going to get saved, we can't have caucuses of Democrats or caucuses of Republicans or running on a certain platform anymore.
So you want to
I
get
think-
rid of the 2-party system?
I do. And I'll tell you
I'm
why.
with you.
And let me
Vic
tell
and
you
I
why.
used to argue about this.
Let me tell you why. Because I think that so many people would be elected if they didn't have a D or an R by their name.
And does it
If you
really matter?
If you just got up there and said, look, my name's Eric Johnson. I'm a flawed individual, but I'm going to tell you about policy. Let's talk about policy. Let's talk about your kids. Let's talk about taxes. And if you could just get back to the old soapbox days and have a discussion, There's no way John Fetterman would have been elected in Pennsylvania.
Well,
I'm
he
sorry.
would,
It just would
because
not have happened.
people cheat.
because people voted for the
So
D.
he won only because they
He won because they no question up there's
mail-in.
no way.
Is it because of mail-in?
Oh, are you? Of course, cheating. There was no, and not only that, but it was because we were too complacent. There was no red wave. There wasn't even a red ripple. But going back, Eric, to what you're saying. Remember, Vic, when you and I used to go round and round about this, I would always say we need to wipe the slate clean, get rid of the two-party system. And you were 100% correct. And you said, yes, it would be great to have something different. But the problem is there's not enough people to be in that center lane
You gotta have money.
as independents.
Money makes the world go round. There's not enough money there. And you get into a bigger deep dive issue of who is embedded in Washington,
Yes.
Mitch McConnell, and what happens. I mean, you've got a situation right now. Newsmax did a poll just last week of Republicans. I can't remember the amount of people, but it was Newsmax, where it was a total, I believe it was 60 or 70% of Republicans. These are Republicans that were polled by Newsmax, thought that Mitch McConnell needed to be gone. Why
He
isn't
does.
he gone?
Because of politics. Because of
people
power.
get embedded with power.
Yes.
Which
Money.
Which goes
Money.
back to money.
It's because Mitch McConnell spends, and I'm not even going to get into this right now. We'll get into this on another show. Mitch McConnell will give candidates, establishment candidates, millions of dollars to attack their opponents. He'll give them millions of dollars to go out and campaign, and then he knows his spot is secure.
And let's put it this way.
That's why he's there.
If being in a political party was outlawed, if they could somehow get together, and it never will happen, but if it did, this PAC money would go away. Because you would never get a consensus of all these people saying, we got to get this guy elected. Because there's no party anymore. Now it becomes the individual's responsibility to win over votes.
No, it does.
It really does.
But here's what happens, Eric. This show, a lot of it cancel this, about cancel culture education. Look at a person like Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi, a Democrat, called out the Clintons. She took she took our vice president to task and ended her presidential campaign live in a debate.
Yeah.
And she was canceled.
Yeah.
She was canceled by her own party. Why do you think after she was canceled, because she spoke out, that she ended up denouncing the Democratic Party eventually and is basically kind of a quasi-independent.
Right.
She has her own show on Fox News, or she's on Fox News a lot now. She gets her interviews, but she was canceled because she tried to get away from a hardcore Democratic stance.
The
It
socialists,
happens.
because that's what the Democrat Party is now. Democrats are socialists. Not all of them. There's still some old school blue dog Democrats out there, but not many.
No,
And
we're
by
having
the
to do
way,
a deep dive into that.
No.
And by the
many.
way, we're still learning all of our systems because the technology here is off the charts with all of the people from different platforms. We don't. We appreciate all the comments, and we're trying to get to them all.
Yeah, and there's a ton, Vic. There's a ton via a variety of different platforms. What we're trying to do is we're trying to take that all from my console and give that to you guys so that you can peruse through it while you're chatting.
That's producer
And it's-
extraordinaire, Mike Wilkerson.
and it's coming. Again, to use Eric's favorite word, cornucopia of availability for commentary inside of the Cancel This studio is amazing.
Very November-ish.
Very
And I can't
November.
wait to spill it onto more people. It's awesome.
So, Eric, I want to give you a compliment. I did look down and I saw one comment. It said, your opinion is refreshing when it comes to the labels of politics.
Yes.
It is refreshing.
Well-
Tabitha, you don't think that you think that that's
I don't think he's refreshing it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I read that comment too. And I've always told Eric, and I will say it 1,000 times over, when we were talking about this show, I always said we have to have Eric. Because I'll tell you what, Eric, your opinion is so incredibly valuable because there are
Take it,
so
Eric.
many people
Take
out
it.
there who agree with you.
Yeah.
And you know what I like best about you is you ask questions. If I come in here and I start talking about a topic that you're not familiar with, you'll ask. And what's so great about that is you asking, that gives all of the people listening the answer because they're asking too. If you're asking, they're asking, and then everybody gets an explanation.
Well, don't you always find that there's you know why they call it retail politics? It's because most well-placed human beings they're not like us. Every day is not based around how much we hate Biden or how much we hate Pelosi or how much we hate Trump. They go to the political store a week before the election and they go, who's my D? Where's my R? And they go, who is this guy? Oh, it's Mitch McConnell. Well, I guess I got to vote for him. Boom. And then they go off to the store. That's got to stop.
Well, you have to switch parties sometimes if you want to go, because you have a ballot where you can't choose one Republican and a Democrat at the same point in time.
Yeah.
You have to do the whole card.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You have to, I think the deal is this, and this is where it gets scary to me. The millennials and the Gen Zers are totally in tune with what's going on. They are totally fired up to vote now. They didn't used to be, Vic. This used to be an old person sport. The 50-year-old would get in their car with their latte. They would go down to the
Not with a latte.
Well,
Like
with
a
a
black coffee.
They would go down with
You
a black
get in the car
coffee.
with the
You know,
lattes.
that's right. They would go down to their polling station. They would pull the lever for whoever it was. In the old days, you were a blue dog Democrat. You wanted the union to be strong. You wanted to get your pension. You pulled the lever for D. In the old days, you pulled the lever for R if you didn't want to pay a lot of taxes. If you wanted to live your life a little bit more independent of the government, you pulled the R. That's not the way it is anymore.
No, because they're a bunch of Nazis now.
See, Tabitha's back.
Tabitha is back. And by the way, Tabitha, and it's just to
They're
take
not
the-
Nazis.
Just to take the edge
They
off
are
and give you a
Nazis.
nice little compliment. I did look down at the Facebook line and said, Tabitha, you look beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you.
And we're still working on your shot. You're
Yes,
very,
it's
you're-
always a work in process.
You're very detailed with your shot.
See,
And people don't see the way our cameras work here, by the way. They move, they change, but what's great is we can control our own camera.
Yeah, the
but we only have a
technology's-
minute to do it before the show starts.
The technology's off the charts. By the way, I've been getting to lists of people who we were thanking for making this all possible. This Cancel This show. After I had lost my job at Fox, when a recording came out of me with a rant, wasn't trying to justify it. I addressed it throughout this show of what had happened, had apologized before it even came out regarding everything that happened, what led to that, me putting in writing in advance for a month before about how concerned I was and talking about that something was going to happen and why I continued to do that rant once it started, because you couldn't see on camera the faces and fingers that were being pointed and so forth. We're moving on. Everybody else has moved on. We have no complaints against anybody. That's why we started this. I lost the job at Fox 2. I was canceled. We created this, and that's what Cancel This is all about. With that being said, we're grateful for everybody jumping in on the platforms that we have, and that's what we're going to continue to do Monday through Friday, 7 to 10 a.m., cancelthisshow.com. Once again, cancelthisshow.com.
I thought we should call it the Island of Misfit Kids. Remember
Speak for yourself.
you remember the old cartoon or animation back in the 60s, and I think it was like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or something like that, and they had the Island of Misfit toys. Remember that?
Yes.
I always thought
Yes.
that was the place to party. Those toys were canceled. Something was wrong with them. They had to be canceled. I always thought that's the place
called
I want to
Antifa.
be.
Yes, Tabitha, bringing the heat as you always do, like nobody else can. We're going to take a break here shortly, but we're going to tease you. Coming back after this break, we just got word that one of our listeners was told that their comment and their account on Facebook is going to be canceled because of something they just wrote
What?
on
What?
our comments.
No
line.
way.
We're taking a quick break. We've done 3 separate hours. We've got 2 hours in the bag. You see how the fastest hours, the 3 hours in broadcasting goes. That's what we do. That's what we've always done. We're coming back on the other side of this. CancelThisShow.com. Producer Mike Wilkerson, Tabitha Hassel, Eric Johnson, and Vic Faust. We are coming back to give you that information. It's what happens because people get canceled all over the place. Just wait till you hear what happened to one of our listeners. We'll be back with more right after this. It's Cancel This.